We need to talk about this. It's like these gaming journalists just can't seem to stop making a fool out of themselves. It's like somehow every single time they manage to come out with some of the most retarded takes in gaming, and it actually makes you wonder how these pages are even valid in 2025, alright? So this time we're taking a look at Eurogamer. Again, these guys are like huge, and they have something to say about Arc Raiders. You know, the game, the FPS that's like insanely popular right now, popping off, everyone has good stuff to say. Look at what Eurogamer says about this. Arc Raiders review: a smartly designed extraction shooter marred by one inexcusable decision: gross in the machine. I don't think this is something a human has written. First of all, this looks a lot like some AI generated slop. They go ahead and give a 2-star review to this. Rich PvE combat and an unusually friendly community make Arc Raiders a more approachable extraction shooter than most, but Embark Studios' continued use of AI voice generation is a black mark against its reputation. Well, dude, how much AI did you use while writing this article or writing this statement? First, let's get that out of the window, because none of this looks like something a human being has written. These are the same guys, by the way, that had given 3-star rating to Concord. The shooter that basically shut down because nobody was playing it. It was that bad. Yeah, Concord got 3 stars from Eurogamer, and Arc Raiders gets 2 stars. It's like these guys literally have no idea what's going on in the gaming market. They have no clue what's trending. They are just living inside their own bubble, probably being paid by some people to write whatever bullshit they want to write. They have no idea what is going on. And this is particularly funny because this game was covered by IGN some time back, and this is what they wrote. Arc Raiders is a meatloaf without much plate presentation, but the meatloaf is tasty if a little cold. This is like crazy. And this single article by IGN brought them so much shame, they actually had to go ahead and rewrite an entire new article about Arc Raiders review, and this time they're like, with polished gameplay and an irresistible grind, this is the new standard for extraction shooters. I'm genuinely shocked by how nice much of the community has been. Alright, it's incredibly well designed, progression makes every match an opportunity for forward momentum. Just look at the difference in tone between this article and this article. It's like the entire internet bullied IGN into writing a completely new review, and IGN was probably like, oh shit, did we just publish some of the most random bullshit out there with literally no clue what's going on in the market? So they just went ahead and wrote an entirely new article. Well, the good thing is they did not scrap the old one. So if you want to go and read this absolute bullshit article that they have written, you can go ahead and read it. Here is something that you will actually find shocking. It all kind of feels like they gave Fortnite a code of Daisy Grime and moved on. Insane, bro, insane. It blows my mind, like comparing Fortnite and Daisy with something like Arc Raiders. Bro, it's like the guy has never touched a video game other than Fortnite in his entire life. And it's baffling to me because right now Arc Raiders is one of the most popular games on Steam. Okay, they have like a 358k 24-hour peak. Like, compare it to something which is like massively successful right now, okay? Battlefield 6. They got an all-time high peak, obviously higher than Arc Raiders because this game is like huge, bro. Battlefield is huge. But when you compare the 24-hour peak and the players that are in the game right now, Arc Raiders is doing massively good when you see that this is made by Embark Studio, right? Battlefield is made by huge studios. It's made by Electronic Arts. They got like a shit ton of money and all that stuff. Arc Raiders is made by Embark Studios. The last game they made was the Finals, and that was not really that successful of a game. So they don't really have the amount of money and resources that EA has. And you can see that the players are loving this game. It's one of the most successful extraction shooters right now, and everyone has to say only good things about the game, right? 87% positive reviews out of 93k reviews is actually a big number. But somehow these gaming journalists have no clue that people like this game. They are in their own small bubble. The quality Arc Raiders is providing right now is like absolutely insane. I think out of multiple extraction shooter games, out of many games I have played, this game kind of nails the sound design. I think I have never played a PvP game with sound design as good as Arc Raiders. From the sound of the bullets that echo when you shoot them, to the sound of the arcs when they're moving, when they're attacking, when they get aggro on you, every single thing is like so polished and so well made, and some of these sounds are so unique. You feel like you are actually a part of the world. I have played a lot of extraction shooters, a lot of battle royale shooters, and they all somehow feel like I'm playing a video game. Arc Raiders world, though, you know, the way they have made the sound and everything, it feels like you are actually there in real life. From the sound of the winds, the sand crunching below your feet, to the sound of your teammates or enemies, everything is like absolutely insane. I don't think I have played an FPS game ever in my life before with sound design this crisp and this good. And it's not just the sound design. If you look at the quality of the graphics in general, right? This game has like one of the most beautiful, gorgeous worlds I've seen in a game. And it also runs really good. I don't understand like how they managed to make a game that looks this visually impressive, but also runs really really good. When I first played Arc Raiders, I actually thought for a second that am I actually playing a PvP game? Is this really a PvP game, or I am playing something like a Red Dead Redemption 2 or something like The Last of Us Part 2? Because the graphics, the quality was just there, and I was absolutely shocked how smooth this game ran, even though it has other players in it, even though it has PvP, PvE elements, so many things happening, and yet the game did not go below 100 FPS for me for a single second while I played it. It's absolutely crazy how well they managed to optimize this game. And the whole social aspect of this game, you know, you can be friends with someone, you can even turn out to be enemies. The constant pressure that someone you are moving around with can just backstab you at any moment. It's really, really cool. I ended up making some really good friends from this game. From just a few days playing this, I met really, really cool people. It actually felt like, you know, I was a part of a really wholesome and a really supportive and a good community. It is very rare in FPS games because most FPS games, they have some of the most toxic communities out there. The way they manage to integrate the social aspects into an extraction game, it's like really cool. Rust does something similar, but again, Rust is like way, way more toxic and way more difficult to get into compared to something like Arc Raiders. So they managed to nail the social aspects of the game so well. Player numbers are an evidence for it, right? Just look at the player numbers. Everyone is enjoying, everyone is having their best time of their life playing this game. If you go and ask an Arc Raiders player right now, are they enjoying the game or not? What is their opinion? You will not find a single person complaining about this. Everyone only has good things to say about this, except gaming journalists. It's like these guys have no fucking idea what people like and what people hate. It's either this dude lying or it's 350k people lying. The choice is up to you guys. Who do you think is lying out here? 350k people or this one dude who's probably being paid by some AAA studio to write bullshit? And the fact that you are getting this game for $40, a game of this quality, when the entire industry has shifted to a $70 standard, this game is better than a few $80, $90 games that I know. And $80 and $90 is slowly becoming the norm. There are some platforms out there, I'm looking at you, Nintendo, charging $80 for certain games, and if you are buying them with DLCs and stuff, you end up paying like $100 for one game. These guys are charging just $40 and they are delivering such a good gaming experience. And yet somehow these gaming journalists are not okay with the studio using AI. Mind you, the only place Arc Raiders has used AI is voiceovers for some of their cutscenes, and even in those situations, they actually have permissions from the actual voice actors. And yeah, they are paying royalties to these voice actors. Every single time they use their voice later on in the game, they will be paying royalties to these voice actors. It's not like they're using AI and stealing someone else's job or firing them from the job, not paying them, using AI in an unfair way. No, they are doing it in like the most fair way you can do. And this is a small studio, guys. Embark Studios is not really a big studio. So when you look at the quality of game they have produced, they definitely have to go and make some cost cuttings in some places, right? Also, I don't know who is this dude talking about AI when like 70% of this article was probably formatted and written by ChatGPT. The fact that you yourself are using AI and then you find it inexcusable when other companies use AI to make their games, I don't know, bro. That's just double standards. Now, unfortunately, the sad reality is these gaming journalists hold too much power in the gaming industry. Now, you and me, we are people who like to dig into game reviews, who like to go online, check on multiple reviews by different people, okay, check Steam reviews, check various content creators, but there is a huge majority of people out there who still follow these big gaming media outlets for their source of information. It's mostly people who are casual about gaming and who just want to, you know, spend their time playing something good. There is a huge number of people who will actually blindly trust these gaming outlets for their reviews. Now, with the prices of games rising and people literally struggling to pay bills, a studio out there decides to make a game at a reasonable price, $40, makes it a really good game, people really enjoy it, but then there are gaming journalists like these who are hell-bent on trying to kill these small studios by making some of the most absurd takes in gaming out there. It's almost like these guys are being paid by some AAA studio to shit on every single small studio out there. And you know what the funny thing is? If you try to buy every single game, like just the big games, not every small game. If you try to buy every popular game that has released in just the last 2 months, you will have to spend around $700, out of which $420 is just AAA games. The rest, indie and remastered games, are less than $100. So you can clearly see which studios are trying to loot people and like extract all the money from them, right? Now they will get a taste of their own medicine. With the way how things are getting more and more expensive and people are becoming more and more skeptic of buying games, with the condition of Gen Z literally not getting jobs, not being able to pay for their daily wages, and millennials slowly moving out of the gaming industry, how do you think these AAA game studios are going to sustain themselves with $70, $80 games in the future? A time will come when us millennials will just just stop buying games, because we can just buy old games at less price, right? So a future where us millennials stop buying new games and Gen Z not being able to afford new games is not really that far. I mean, when you look at gaming trends right now, a lot of people who have money to spend in games prefer to spend it on older games. They buy older games that are in sales, or they spend money on games they have been playing for years. Many people just don't like buying new games anymore because every single game seems to be more and more expensive, and they are just doing the same copy-paste slop like every other studio. And when a small studio tries to come up with something new, something creative, something that people are enjoying, we have gaming journalists like this dude shitting on them. So a future where gamers will actually not be able to afford games to play anymore may become real because of journalists like these guys trying to attack every single small studio out there. And this is not the first time that these guys have done it. If you are following these gaming journalist pages like Eurogamer, like IGN, you will see that these pages mostly tend to target small game studios because they know that these small game studios cannot pay them a shit ton of money to, do the PR for them. So they just go ahead and make absolutely ridiculous takes on these games. Meanwhile, they will always go and bootleg games that are absolutely horrible, but they come from big studios. Just take a look at Pokemon Legends ZA, right? I cannot even call this a game that's worth 2025 standards. This game deserves to be played on a mobile phone. This does not deserve to exist in a 2025 modern console. And IGN is like, this is an 8 out of 10 game. This is like insane game. They don't have anything negative to say about it. The entire game is literally copy-paste textures. And they are charging $80 for this game, $100 if you buy the DLC and want to unlock all the Pokemon. And these guys give it an 8 out of 10. Yet they go ahead and shit on games like Arc Raiders, which are a quarter of the price, which are not charging you extra for a stupid DLC, and literally has 300k players who are in support of the game. So gaming journalists are literally trying to kill off small studios at this point. And if people don't start talking about this, then a future where, small studios will find it difficult to make games is not that far away. I mean, Arc Raiders is a really popular game, so people are actually talking against this Eurogamer's review. People are actually shitting on IGN. But there are multiple games by small indie studios who probably get like really, really bad reviews from these game media pages because they are not really big studios. They cannot afford to pay them. And maybe those small indie games never really get the attention of the people because these gaming journalists just shit on the games and everyone is like, this is a small game, so they just let them go. They don't even give those games a try. I wonder how many small studios these gaming outlets have actually killed. No, man, this is like really, really messed up. I'm glad that people are talking about it right now. And I think more people need to start calling out these gaming media outlets for what sort of shit they're doing. So what are your thoughts on the whole Arc Raiders situation right now? Are you guys annoyed on Embark for using AI in their voiceovers? Or do you think that Eurogamers is just literally speaking nonsense at this point, right? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments, honestly. Because I personally feel like these guys are probably paid by some bigger studio to shit on Arc Raiders, maybe because Arc Raiders was getting a lot of players and some other games just got jealous of this. This happens, by the way. This happens a lot in gaming. So maybe they were just tipped off to write shit about this. I don't really know what's going on. But yeah, let me know your thoughts down in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next video.